Would you spend $1 just to save 30 cents on taxes? Before you laugh that off, let's slow down, because hiding inside that ridiculous sounding question is one of the most underrated wealth building frameworks that high earners are quietly using right now. On the surface, that math looks broken. You're still out 70 cents, and your accountant is giving you that look. But the entire game changes the moment that $1 isn't just leaving your pocket. It's working, producing, earning, or cutting costs while it goes. Think of it like hiring an employee. Sure, you're paying a salary, but that person is generating revenue, streamlining operations, and making you more money than they cost. The tax savings are just the bonus. The real win is what that dollar is doing on the clock. Now let's add another layer, because sometimes this isn't even purely financial. Convenience, time savings, access, these have real economic value that never shows up on a spreadsheet, but absolutely shows up in the quality of your business life. So ask yourself honestly, how much is your time worth per hour? And how many hours per year are you losing to friction that a strategic purchase could eliminate? That reframe alone changes everything about how you evaluate expensive business decisions. Now, here's where it gets genuinely exciting. Let's pair this entire framework with buying an airplane. Yes, an actual airplane. And no, we're not joking. And yes, the IRS is perfectly fine with this conversation happening. The big beautiful bill just raised Section 179 deductions all the way up to $2.5 million, meaning you can deduct the full purchase price of qualifying business assets in the year you buy. That's not a loophole. That's Congress literally writing your business a check in the form of avoided taxes. Stack that on top of bonus depreciation, which is now permanently locked in at 100%. And suddenly, that airplane isn't a luxury. It's a tax-advantaged business asset that flies. Let that sink in for a moment, because the IRS just accidentally made buying a jet somewhat rational. Now, before you run to the hangar, the facts and circumstances absolutely must be in place. Business use requirements, documentation, proper entity structure. Because the IRS has a very specific sense of humor about people buying planes for business and using them for beach weekends. Get your advisors involved before you touch anything. But here's the historical lesson buried in all of this. The investors and business owners who build generational wealth aren't the ones who avoid spending. They're the ones who redirect spending toward assets that work, depreciate on paper, and compound in reality. That discipline, not income, is the actual variable. The misconception most people carry is that tax strategy is only for billionaires or requires some secret offshore account and a shady accountant in a trench coat. In reality, tools like Section 179 have existed for decades, specifically to encourage business owners like you to invest in equipment, assets, and infrastructure. The practical move here isn't to go buy a plane tomorrow. It's to audit your current spending and ask which of your existing or planned purchases could be restructured as legitimate business assets with accelerated depreciation. Small reframes, applied consistently over years, produce wildly disproportionate outcomes. Discipline and process beat conviction and timing. Every single time, the business owners who win aren't always the ones with the best ideas. They're the ones who build systems that capture every available advantage without taking on reckless risk. Your job is to play the long game with boring consistency and let the tax code work in your favor. So drop in the comments right now, what airplane are you gonna buy? What business purpose would you attach to it? And how creative are you willing to get with a strategy that Congress literally handed you? We wanna see your answers, your ideas, and yes, even your completely unrealistic dream aircraft. And if you're ready to start building real assets, whether that's real estate, a renovation that adds value, or finding the right financing, check out our links in the description below, because we can help you take that first step.